Happy Tuesday, guys. Welcome to the Academy Answers podcast, and I'm excited to just drop this one this morning. This is a very exciting topic that I've touched before, and it's one that is close to my heart because I work with a lot of small businesses and medium-sized businesses. I've been doing business since I left college in any decent way. I've tried over 20, 30 different things, most of them colossal failures, but I've always been a student of what I love. You know, I love personal development. I love the idea of inspiring and uplifting people, and I love business. I'm an entrepreneur. I'll die an entrepreneur. That's what I believe in. I believe in the idea that we have to create the means of our subsistence, and this world, this earth, this planet as it is today was built on creation. So I believe that if there's something in you, you are supposed to create something around that, whether it's tangible or intangible. There is a creation that you are supposed to release into this world. This world begins, if you believe in the Christian faith, with creation. If you believe in the Bible, this is about creation. It's about an effort to establish something, to invent, create, to bring to fruition something that will serve the world and in turn create for you the tangible and intangible life that you want, the feeling of fulfillment, and also the means of your survival. That is my whole idea and perspective, and because of that, I've become a student of it. And there's a story that I told, I've told it maybe 50 times, about the idea that growth is the essence of life. It is growth that is the essence of life. Nothing stays the same. Stability died in the Cold War. You either go forward or you go backward, and the examples are from here to the moon and back. It is in front of us every day. The one I like to talk about when it comes down to business was when my mom, must be 20 years ago, between 15 to 20 years ago, don't hold me to the exact number, was running this shop, and close to where we live there was also this wholesale. So let's talk about the wholesale for the purposes of this conversation. So there was a wholesale. What we call a wholesale is that like a bigger version of a corner shop or bodega or whatever they call it in different cultures. So you could get better prices, and you're likely to get to be purchasing bigger quantities. So people would go there because the people who run the smaller shops in the community, in the schemes, would buy from these guys, and you could also go. They would do either retail or they do in a larger quantity. So on a Saturday morning, it was chaos with people the wholesalers trying to buy to go resell the shops, and the retail and the normal consumer coming there to purchase for their homes. So you have the people who have small shops in the housing schemes or in the housing developments or anywhere along the lines where they are like in close proximity to a foot traffic or to any major development, residential development. They would have small shops, and they would buy from this wholesale guy to supply the demand to run their businesses in these developments. And people who want a better price would go and buy their weekly stuff there on the weekend. You know, people shop on the weekend, do their grocery shopping. So this guy was doing this thing for years. He was going along. It was the spot in my community where we lived. And going on and on is fine. He's doing things the same way. You go there, you have your paper, you shout out to someone behind that fence. It's like there's a barrier. You don't go and pick up stuff. You have to order it. The people over there pack it for you, total your bill, and then they put it on a piece of paper and you give them the money, and that's it. Really chaotic. And it was the rocking spot in terms of the business that he was doing there on a weekend. A couple of years on, there was an empty lot across the road from him, right across the road from him. And construction started. When this construction started, everybody was guessing what it was. And lo and behold, there becomes a fancy, high-end supermarket. Great prices, nice ambience. You walk, you pick up everything you want. Fresh vegetables. This guy was in the wholesale, obviously wasn't selling vegetables and that stuff. Just regular consumer items, not ground provision stuff. The supermarket with meat, vegetable, everything. Instantly, his traffic cut in two. Instantly. And about a year and a half in, he closed down his business. This guy took him out. You could look on and you could say, well, somebody with money come and just crushed his business, and the rich get rich and the poor get poorer. We can have that debate separately. The reality is, if you don't grow, you die. There's no guaranteed, or there's no strong position or stronghold for average or mediocre or stability. There's absolutely none at all. Another example, where I'm living right now, there's about 2 miles down the road, in Long Island, there's the mall. There's a shopping mall that you're used to finding the Walmarts and the Targets and the Home Depots and the big box stores. You would go to the mall. If you go into the mall, you go to the mall and get your stuff at the mall. You go to Target, you go to everywhere else. But when you're going to the supermarket, you go to the supermarket. If you have something to pick up at the corner store or anything like that because you're short in supply, there are corner stores. You run to the corner stores, you go do that. There are the little community stores that are on the peripheral of the community for this and that. The dollar stores, the bargain stores, the discount stores. They're all those. They are in a different category. They're small businesses. They have one location. They're mom and pop shops. About 3 or 4 years ago, I was driving on this road. It's about 2 miles from where I live. It's on Hempstead Turnpike. And there it is. Target Express. What happened there? There are these big box guys, multi-million-dollar companies, companies on the stock exchange, have decided that they want a piece of the action that is in the communities. You know what is happening in terms of competition with the mom and pop and the smaller stores? They are taking their businesses. Yesterday I was driving. Coming on the road, and then there I see this box truck. You know those box truck that you use, the guys come with your appliances and furnitures in, and it says rent me starting at $29, Home Depot. You know what happened? So here's Home Depot, huge parking lot, selling all that hardware stuff, all that home stuff, all the wide range of stuff that they carry, building material, everything. And here are regular guys who have commercial vans and park up outside of Home Depot. And when you buy something, If you don't have that size vehicle, most people don't have that size vehicle. They don't use it. They have regular family vehicle. You would go to them and you would hire them to take you to wherever you want to go, to help you to carry these things that cannot fit in your car. So here is Home Depot, multi-million-dollar company. Decide that they want a piece of that action because there's action there. So they have bought vans and tag it, and now, of course, willing to crush you with the price. Now, you can just not hire somebody and just rent one of those vans. They are in the game. They're in the market. They're competing. They're taking some of that business. Listen, if you don't have size, it's hard for you to compete. Some business models are not gonna stay around forever, because if the big guy can compete, he's gonna come and take you. If you are doing it well now and you're making money, you have to learn and be a student of business, and you have to learn to diversify. That's one lesson. You have got to shore up yourself. You have got to put something in the bag. You have got to know your way out, how you're going to respond if this goes away. Because a lot of things is going to go away. The taxi drivers are having a tough time because here's a guy with a phone app who is leveraging technology and has taken Uber to another level. Real estate agents are having a tough time because here's Zillow and 5 others who have the power of marketing and have the power of leverage of a larger audience, who are taking the real estate people to task. If you are not at the highest level of knowledge and know-how, you will be crushed. I'm telling you that straight up. If you're not willing to become a student, if you're not willing to work through and become a pro, there's no place for you. Gone are the days when they tell you, yeah, you can go do real estate and you're going to sell all these homes, and forget that. It's not going to happen. You have to. 20% of people in all professions make 80% of the revenue. Let me say that again. Especially in the sales profession, 20% of the people make 80% of the income. What caused these 20% to be at a higher level than the whole flock of 80% behind them? They are masters. They understand that they have to grow, they have to become professionals, they have to find ways, new ways and means to level up their game every day as they go along. If you think that you're the only barber or dressmaker or carpenter or plumber on this block, and there's a whole line of people and they all come to you and you're making money and they like you and you're doing well, so you're good, you're going to build a life out of this, stop and think again. Be learning, be working, be understanding, be moving. Don't sit on your laurels. The world as it is right now doesn't allow that. If you have this huge printery, if you have this huge construction company, this electronic company, this whatever you have, understand, come to the realization, come to the settled knowledge that you are guaranteed to have to face the marketplace. You'll have to face the harsh competition and realities of a marketplace that is just waiting to come for you. If you are this guy who come up with a couple of dollars and you're out here, oh, I'm buying houses, I'm flipping this and I'm doing this, understand, know that if you're making money, if you are doing well, start to understand and start to improve yourself, start to get better at business, start to get better at what you do, start to look around for opportunities, start to get into the game of real pro, the game that the professionals are playing, the people who have this down to a science. Get a mentor, get education. That's all I'm saying. Get a mentor, get education, and plan. Have all plan to know that you cannot count on stability. I don't care what you are doing. Someone will come for you when you're sleeping. If you don't have leverage, if you don't have a way to shore up yourself, you are sitting in a vulnerable position. Don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep. I don't care how many. So, my wife and I used to do our taxes at H&R Block. Everybody was going to H&R Block. So there are thousands of offices everywhere. They have this office spaces, they rent them, they come there in the communities, and they open it up during tax season, and they charge people $350 a pop. Most of them are closed down because the kids not doing that. They download the TurboTax app and they put their information in. I don't know what they paid, $20 or $50. Done. That's it. So imagine if you had infrastructure, or you had this loan and this capital and build out this thing all across the country, only to find out that one app comes on the phone and you're done. And this has been coming. This has been happening. There were the days when I used to go sit down in a travel agent and purchase a ticket, and they enter all the information and say, when do you want to fly? Where do you want to go? And they put all that stuff down. It was a fancy office. There's 10 people in there, and they made the travel arrangement. They print out the itinerary. You have this booklet, and they give you pamphlets, and you have all these things. That's disappeared. You go on your computer. You don't even print your stuff. It comes out on your phone. There's a code. They scan it, whatever. You put your information in. It's right there on the counter. All that stuff wiped out. Gone. And this is going to get worse. There'll be machines. There'll be automatic, self-driving trucks. You notice in the supermarket and in the stores when you go in there, they move out a whole line of cashiers. They're self-checkouts. What does this mean? This doesn't mean you go fold up in a corner and give up on yourself and give up on your dreams and say, hey, they're taking everything. This means you become better. Why is this happening? Because there are some people out there becoming better, coming up with new ways. You have to also understand that you are a human being too, with a brain in your head. You have the time, the capacity, and the resources to become better also. To find a different way, to start to think and open your mind. The reason why some people always keep going ahead and other people either stay stuck and then eventually start to fall behind or never move is because we are in a culture of distractions. Those who know better bring us into this mold of distraction, watching this, focusing on that, looking on this, focus on the wrong things, giving us this overnight mentality, and we get steeped into that distraction, believe folly, start to understand in a crazy way, and they take us to lunch. So we work and the money goes right back over there. And it has been since the beginning of time. As they say, you take all the money from the rich people, give it to the poor people. In a few months or days, it will be right back where it came from. The same guy who owns NSC, owns Moet, owns Louis Vuitton. I had a chart the other day that shows that a concentration of companies, less than 100 companies, own 90% of the brands that we buy. Because we're distracted. We're focusing on the wrong things. We are spending our time doing the wrong things. So we cannot tap into the creative resources of our minds because our mind is not sufficiently developed intellectually, and we're not focused sufficiently and enough to create anything for ourselves, among ourselves, that will serve us. We're lost. We're lost, believing the wrong things, focusing on the wrong things, and doing the wrong things with our time and with our money. And the first sign of comfort that we see, we grasp it and we want to fold up and chill on it and relax on it forever. And then one day we wake up and that little cushy spot is worn out and somebody come and develop something else and you're out. That's it, you're gone. We are stuck. We're like, oh, I can't learn that because I didn't grow up with that. I can't do that because that's crazy. That's crazy. You know how many people I'm doing stuff for, business stuff, who say, oh, well, I'm not intellectually savvy, and they have a phone. The iPhone or the Android phone that every one of us, 90% of us have in our pockets now, is a more powerful device than Ronald Reagan had when he was leader of the free world. More technology is in your pocket now than technology was around when they went to the moon, when Neil Armstrong went to it. You know how to work your cell phone. I'm not telling you to become masters of these things and build apps and all these things, but you can understand the framework around it. You can find your area of skill and you can get the general understanding around the other areas of skills that you need to put together to grow yourself. And you can grow something decent, and you can short up real estate and investment, and you get a little knowledge from that, and you pop into a workshop or a live event and you get a couple of nuggets and you grow yourself and you build yourself, and you get somebody up that is in your family who's doing something else and you teach them, and you focus on what you can do, and you take that to somewhere, to another level, and you leverage out yourself and you shore up your finances and your family and your wealth and your future. Instead of sitting there believing in stability, clutching on to the first two homes that you can buy and saying, oh, well, I have 3 homes and I have a mortgage and I'm renting out this 2 and I make $2,000 and I'm good and everything is fine. And then something like the 08 crash comes, or you're making some money and your business is running good, and something like COVID comes, and you got no skills, you have no cushion, you have no backup. You consume your backup. You sit on the Lawrence, nothing in your head, nothing in your pocket, nothing diversified. And Bitcoin is some whoozle, and this blockchain, and you don't respond. So everything is moving and you will not move. You're not a tree. Get up, look around you, stop being distracted, focus on yourself, focus on your wealth, focus on what you can build. Understand what's going on out there. Decide that you're an eternal learner. Learn. As Eric Offer said many centuries ago, in times of change, the learner shall inherit the earth, and the learned shall find themselves beautifully equipped with knowledge for a world that no longer exists. Wake up, my friends. Have a good morning. Thank you.